Moonlight drips over a crooked giant of a tree. A lone figure stands at its roots. The bark seems to sigh.
Come closer.
Darkness swallowed everything. A single ember glowed, then died. They say, if you spend enough time under the WysprTree, it starts to whisper to you. Saturday, just past midnight. Flashlights bob through the woods. The group, Ethan, Lily, Jake, Max, Emily, step into a clearing with the massive WysprTree. They build a fire, sparks climb and vanish. The canopy swallows the moon. The forest hushes. The fire pops.
You know why it's called WysprTree, right? Some dumb kid couldn't spell it. WYSPR. Because some scared 8-year-old wrote it that way in a diary and it stuck.
Well, it does sound creepier.
Still looks like it could eat us.
So, you guys really do this every week?
Ritual. Rookie, we tell one story each Saturday at midnight. You're just in time.
With that, Ethan began his story. The firelight dimmed, and the night seemed to lean closer as his words carried them into the past. Ethan glanced at the tree, then at Emily, then into the flames.
20 years ago, a new girl moved to town, just like you, Emily. Her name was Clara Jennings.
Clara arrived in late fall, pale and quiet, a black notebook clutched to her chest, so hard the spine wore a thumb-shaped dent. Teachers praised her neat cursive and silence. Kids noticed she listened too hard. On her third week, a cluster of kids cornered her by the lockers. "Prove you're not scared," they said. "There's a tree in the woods that tells you who you really are, if you whisper your name." Clara went because she didn't want to run. She followed a path the town pretended not to know. The woods opened like a mouth. The tree found her, or she found it. Older than the path, older than the dare, wind crawled through its hollow places.
Clara.
She stepped close until the bark filled her view. Knots, scars, patterns, almost making faces if the dark pressed just right. She whispered her name. The tree whispered it back, her exact voice. Then another voice, smaller, threaded underneath like a second heartbeat. "Stay." After that, Clara was different, smiling more, present and far away at once. Her notebook filled with sketches of the tree from angles that couldn't exist. Roots curling like fingerprints, grooves that mirrored the veins in her wrist. At night, she walked without a coat, unbothered by cold, her feet learning a route, road to ditch to deer, path to clearing, leaves lifted when she passed. By winter break, she didn't come to school. Her locker door hung open, a little yellow magnet clung like a bird foot. Rumor knew first, Clara was gone. They found her notebook under the tree. Dry, though the ground was wet, the last page wasn't last anymore. One word, written again and again in inks she never owned. WysprTree, WysprTree, WYSPR-tree. Letters thinning to scratches, scratches to roots, roots pointing down. The police searched. The kids who dared her said nothing until one of them sobbed in a counselor's office. It was just a dare. The ficus by the window scraped its leaves, and he flinched. Spring came. People stopped saying the whispering tree. Names or doors, someone had locked the old one. Parents warned in daylight tones, "Don't go near the WysprTree after dark." Kids learned the new spelling the way you learn a superstition, pretending not to believe while changing your route home. On the anniversary, a girl left 3 daisies by the trunk. Wind breathed. The daisies turned their faces toward the tree. Old folks say some trees keep what you feed them. Others say Clara found a place that listened too well. The ones who knew her say nothing and walk the street light instead of the shade. With that, Ethan's story ended. The clearing returned. The fire hissed and the tree loomed in silence once more. The flame hissed. Ethan watched the fire as if it might answer.
Originally, they called it the Whispering Tree. But after Clara, the name changed. The spelling stayed. No one knows why. Maybe it felt right. Now every kid in town's told, never go near the WysprTree after dark.
Silence pressed in. A moth tapped the lantern glass.
Wait, did you guys hear that?
Something shifted behind the trunk. No step, just the air moving aside. From the roots, an old woman stepped forward, thin, frail. Her ash-gray hair neatly parted, a ghost-white shawl with silver thread draped over a weathered dress, bare feet, a lantern glowing in her hand.
I was listening to your story, Eden, and I liked it. Don't worry, children. I live in a little hut not far from here, by the tree. Perhaps next time you visit, I'll tell you one of my own.
Wind touched the lantern flame. It flickered, then steadied, and when the teens looked away and back, she was already closer to the roots, where the dark seemed softer than it should.
Was that real?
Did you see her eyes?
Guys, we probably just summoned the forest grandma.
She knew your name, Ethan.
Yeah, I heard it too.
Yeah, she was real. Some real old granny living in the woods. You think it's some ghost or something? Ha.
Let's pack up. What's our spot for next weekend?
Didn't you hear? Granny invited us. Here. Next week. Yeah, she said she's going to tell us a story.
The fire crackled once, then fell quiet. The branches above barely stirred, yet shadows stretched longer across the clearing. They didn't say it out loud, but every one of them knew they would return. The WysprTree creaked, wood shifted, probably. A thin whisper threaded the branches. It could have been the wind. It could have been something else. The fire crackle faded. Lantern glow brushed the bark, almost a face if you looked too long, then vanished. The night's not done, but this story is. Until next time, stay curious.